Hello. I was walking in the street and I thought I would just now take my phone and speak a little bit instead of waiting, and it never comes up that I really want to do it, so just do it now. Hello. So if we're talking about the path of the Buddha and how we could get free of our tendency to create suffering for ourselves and for others, which is the basic, most important thing to understand. And in the same time, trust, realize, and commit to the fact that we are full in our consciousness naturally of bliss, which is completely our own nature, which is the basic nature of our own mind. So this is really like enough, to understand that then it's about yourself. And of course, if you do commit and you do love and give yourself into the passion, like if you had this best lover of your life, that you're full of passion about that person, if you have this kind of energy towards your own path and process, it is step by step that you get slowly closer to the sudden realization of the nature of your own mind. So getting filled with lots of concepts and getting filled with lots of talks, it's nice. It does sometimes allow us to go on for 10 years on and not much happens, no? Because actually it's really truly about committing yourself into really getting in touch with your energy, really getting in touch with your emotions, genuinely understanding something deeper than just the habitual tendency of how I get entangled with whatever makes me react. May that be a reaction of euphoric kind of happiness that is just something that is sudden and that will not last, or the opposite, no, which will also not last but can create lots of problems, which is this kind of very strong anger, or get infuriated with things of the world or with people, or also with the difficulty nowadays for people to exchange, because they have this kind of new tendency, which is that if I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me, we should not relate anymore, which is a very strange kind of reaction. So we have to be patient about that and find how could we just transcend this reaction that my friends and my close people wouldn't talk to me because we have different opinions. It's not really the core, no, of how we feel, not separated, especially to the people that are close to us or we relate to physically, but also to all beings in general. As a Buddhist, we are looking forward to understand that all beings are part of our being. We are absolutely not able to be different beings. So how do you establish the ground? The ground is very physical. It's like the earth. You have to prepare the earth for seeds to grow and take care of the seeds. But this earth is of course metaphorical, because it's your body, of course, your muscles, your bones, your posture. How this body gives you the means, it gives for your mind easier possibility to be grounded, because the body is a little bit heavy and a little bit dull in relationship with the mind. The mind, when you dream, you can dream that you're in Tokyo, and you're in Tokyo immediately. Even if you're awake, you can strongly imagine you're in Tokyo and be in Tokyo if you know a little bit about Tokyo, or if you read about Tokyo, you saw pictures. So your mind is quick. Because it's quick, it's not always stable, because this is the whole thing, is that how can you kind of understand that all the energies that go through your experience from the point of view of the ground of your body, you can canalize these energies instead of being carried away by them. I don't say control, I say canalize, okay, because it's not so much about control, it's more, too much control is stiff, no? Get a little bit stiffy. It's more about how can you canalize the energies so that it does flow, it does not get stuck. And as Dzongsa Khyentse Rinpoche says, We are stuck with our own mind, aren't we? There's no way we're not stuck with it day and night in the dreams all the time. So at one point understand that you don't have really much of a choice. Either you just let yourself flow around whatever is the wind, or whatever is no wind at all, that you cannot move because you're not able to. That's all these emotions, no? Or how could you canalize your emotion and make that ground proper for bodhicitta, which is the mind that is full of happiness to free all beings from suffering. The suffering is caused by this illusion that we are not blissful naturally in our own consciousness. Okay, so it's practical, and if I am committed to Buddha Dharma, I'm committed to the practice, and if I really engage in that, I will receive what I need. Just have to go for it and ask for it, but then also honor that, honor whoever helps you, and honor the treasure that you did receive, because people since hundreds and thousands of years have kept practices that they did experience because they had much more time than we do nowadays. So they did get into that for years and years and years, and practice again until this becomes like a really, really brilliant diamond, fantastically beautiful, which is able to be in the same time cutting and in the same time reflecting all the lights of the rainbow. Yeah, so this is the work, no? So there's no way it could be only easy, but it is easy. So it's like it's easy if you don't get too much filled with ideas. You just do it, and then you see it's much easier, because like you take your guitar and you play your guitar, you do a few exercises, and slowly after 6 months you're able to do something. It's maybe not the best of all musicians, but it is something. And then after a year, 5 years, and 10 years, it starts to be really, really nice, no? Yeah? Okay, so the ground. The ground is physical, but it's the physical of your speech. Speech is all that is about not solid and fixed, but flowing, like the voice, the breath, the blood, the phlegma, the ideas, the nervous system, the electricity, and of course everything we call prana, chi. That's what we're talking about when we say the speech, communication, because you listen, the sound comes to you and you listen, so it's not something that you can see, it's something that comes into your consciousness thanks to vibration. So this is also has to be grounded. And then of course the mind is very important, because if you are planting on the ground and you are preparing the ground and you are like kind of gardening this bodhicitta, you are the one who decides what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So you have to know what you're doing a little bit. I said step by step. You don't have to know everything, because the problem is that when you want to know everything, it's so nice to know everything that at the end you didn't do any of it. And then you get entangled with, I don't understand because I did this thing and then I did that thing, and then this spiritual path, and then this culture is so nice, and then the shaman and this one, and then at the end the mind and the body and the speech are lost because they didn't have the proper grounding, which is quite simple. Okay, so how do you ground your body? Of course your body needs space, and space is the ground for all of this. Space itself, like when I'm filming myself and talking to you, space is essential. But also I need my body to be at least able to open up for all the energy to flow from the sky to the earth, from the earth to the sky, and then from all my energy channels to the world and back in the skin. So this is like a non-ending flow of energy, which does happen anyway. So like if my body is properly balanced, my mind can take that presence in my body as a way to be simply okay. It's not very complicated. Like here I'm sitting, yeah, and I can have a good posture so I can breathe properly. I can breathe really and feel that what comes into my body and gets out of my body is slowly, just like the sunshine, just like the rays of the sunshine. The Nima Öser, the rays of the sunshine of Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava, who rides the rays of the sun. So you can do that. When the sun gets up, you just get aware of the sun and you let it come in as the golden light of the sunshine, which is there. And even if it's cloudy, there's usually some light. So it's a lot that your mind is grounding your body. It's giving your body the nurture, the feeding for goodness, because without any goodness, it's not very easy to have stability through the difficult moments of the day, but also the very joyful moments of the day that can also carry us a little bit away. You know, like get drunk, you take your car and you have an accident. That's one way to be happily in an accident. So this grounding is stability, and with no stability it's very difficult to enjoy your practice and your getting in touch with yourself. For your speech, it's really getting aware of this breath to start with. No, it's not too much judging your breath is good or bad. It's more feeling you breathe, and then how much of my speech comes with the breath through some kind of a background of silence. And this silence is noisy and silent, because otherwise I could not hear myself. Yeah. So the other one talks, and it's the same thing. That other person is sorting out energy, and that energy is beyond the meaning of the words. It is how that body that is like some kind of an offering to my perception, the other person is giving also energy, just like the sun in the morning, and just as you are doing too in the same time. So of course, if you're working now with your mind, it is very important to use the imagination and the conviction together to fill yourself with beauty and with harmony to start with, because we're talking about the ground, okay? We didn't start really the garden, yeah? So it's not very difficult. Either you have the happy, very beautiful blue sky I have here now, but you can also, in your mind, have beautiful blue sky, have beautiful flowers, have beautiful animals, happy and not injured and not hungry. You can have people that are like in your mind hanging around and they are happy. And you can relate with all these great beings and the poetry of the great beings like Milarepa, like Yeshe Tsogyal, like Padmasambhava, like many, many beings, or Laleshvari from the Shivaist Kashmirian tradition, her poetry, and also poetry of Rumi. So you can take all this music, all this art, everything that human being has created that allows you to fill yourself with goodness. It's much easier to give something good to the world and to avoid this very difficult path of war that is like it's like this war everybody is getting into. It's just in only unsatisfaction from inside of all of us. Let's simplify the thing, okay? Because it's not because you have machines and you have internet that you cannot live your path simple. It's possible. I'm talking to you because I have lots of Buddhist friends telling me lots of crazy stuff. Like they are completely, I don't know, it's too much. You know, it's not complicated. Read a nice poetry, relax. See tankas, imagine the sun and the moon and Guru Padmasambhava and say the mantra Oma Hum Benze Guru Pema Siddhi Hum, to ask for the Guru, the universal Guru in your heart to appear to you really in flesh and bones, that in your life you do have help and you do have direction, and then it's fully present into your heart because you did plant your bodhicitta in that garden. Yeah? So I will slowly probably get able to do this. I'm just doing now, that's the easiest. I just stop in the middle of something and talk. Otherwise I'm not able to do these videos. I don't like to be exposing myself all day long. It's very difficult for me. So I'm just going to do like that. I hope that's going to work. And so I can take this grounding as the first step, and we can talk about ways, practical ways to ground yourself, and also practical books that can help to do that. But really I would give an advice from my heart. Be careful not to get too much filled with ideas, otherwise your mind gets completely confused, and you want to go on the right and on the left and in front, and then the dance is hysterical. The dance is not blissful in that kind of unsatisfaction. Yeah, like in a song, Sting says that, "Oh, perfection is all very good, but to look for heaven is to live in hell here." So this is in English, so it's okay. I don't need to translate. Okay, bye bye. I hope this is nice. Goodbye.